Hello everybody, this is John. Welcome to the weekly Water Outlook, Southeast Edition, June 29th, 2014. Well, you couldn't find much more of a scattered type, summer type pattern here on precipitation over the last 7 days. You see a lot of blue and a lot of green, very scattered looking appearance, with the exception of Mississippi and Louisiana, which received quite a bit of heavy rain with some not tropical, but Gulf type interaction. You see a pretty quiet pattern, and it reflects in percent of normal precipitation over the last 7 days. You can see really ranges from well above normal over the Louisiana coast and Mississippi, and then trailing off in areas of red to below normal. And then we get in the Carolinas, and it's very scattered. We have some areas around Raleigh that were only 25% of normal, and then along the state line with South Carolina, a little bit above normal. So it's really reflective of a summer type pattern where we have some very small scale features which enhance precipitation in some spots, other areas not at all. We see that also in the soil moisture change. Brown is indicating areas of drying soils over the last week. Blue is soils getting wetter. I think the biggest trend right here is what we see is the drying over northern Alabama. That's the most significant percentile change with drying soils in that area. That's that area of red. Temperatures last week were generally fairly close to normal, a little bit below normal where we had a lot of rain up from Louisiana, Arkansas into parts of Alabama and Mississippi. Then as we got further east, Carolinas and Georgia slightly above normal temperatures, but nothing really strong one way or the other. Now, as far as Streamflow goes, I wanted to give you a big picture so you might be interested to see where Streamflow is running very high, and that's at upper Midwest. It's been very, very wet in that region. Matter of fact, they've only had about 3 consecutive dry days over the last 30 days, so it's really been rainy up in that region, and that's bringing enhanced flows down the Mississippi. Now, over the southeast U.S., you can see some enhanced flows in the upper elevations right here, and that's typical for summertime. They definitely have an orographic effect, and you bring that moisture and you really enhance your thunderstorms in that region. You can get high flows. Everywhere else it's fairly quiet. Now if we get further off to the west, we see that heavy rain did result in significantly higher flows in parts of Louisiana and a smaller part of Mississippi and a very small part of Alabama. And here is a close-up. Even though it's been quiet in the southeast U.S., you might be interested where flooding is occurring. The areas in red are moderate flooding. Areas in purple are major flooding. So we're seeing a small part of the Missouri River is active with some minor flooding, but that's falling. But the upper Mississippi down to just north of St. Louis has been very active. Okay, so here's the pattern this week. What we have is this is the average flow, jet stream flow for the week. Blue is saying that jet stream is dipping further south. So what we're going to have is we're going to have the system dipping south over the upper Midwest, and it's going to push a front through. You can see it in the insert there. This is late this week. So the front's not going to be moving through the southeast U.S. until the latter part of the week, but that's going to bring in some modified air, not a whole lot cooler, maybe a little bit drier, but that's not going to occur till late this week. So until that goes through, we're going to be in a typical summer type pattern, warm and muggy, afternoon, early evening thunderstorms, scattered, and probably when we look at the entire week, it's going to average out below normal most areas. So here's the rainfall forecast, and it's really notoriously hard to forecast amounts. It's really broad brushed in a summertime pattern, but again, you can see it's enhanced over the Appalachians due to orographic lifting. Elsewhere, even though there could be some scattered rain, there'll be a chance most days. It's going to be fairly scattered, and I think when we look at the average percent of normal next week, most areas will be averaging below normal. So here's the rainfall forecast. This is what I'm saying. Look at the areas in yellow. Sort of opposite last week, it looks like Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama are going to be the states with the highest chances of below normal precipitation this week. Elsewhere, it could be a little bit closer to normal, but you can even see these climate models are hinting at that little shade of green here and a little shade of yellow, really a scattered type pattern. Here's week 2, July 6th through 13th precipitation. Again, I don't see anything strong one way or the other. I don't see anything in the tropics of any concern. I think it could be chancy, but really just a typical summer type pattern. I don't see anything real strong one way or the other at this time. Now here are temperatures this week. Look at that area of blue. That's that associated with that dip in the upper jet stream, sort of poised to drop south. But this week, the southeast U.S. is going to be ahead of that, so we're going to have temperatures just a bit above normal. That front won't be passing till late in the week. Now, if we look at next week, what we see is really the difference here is only going to go from temperatures a little bit above normal to normal. That cold air is really not going to get in too far into the southeast U.S., and that's really typical of summertime. Those fronts will stall and sort of break apart, not have a whole lot of impact. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the scatter type precipitation continue in this period as well. That's because that boundary will be down here. It'll be very, very weak, but that could give us a continued chance of precipitation. So, I talk a lot throughout the year and I get into all sorts of stuff, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet this week and hope you enjoy your 4th of July. I will be providing information throughout the week. I think I'll probably look a little bit ahead on long-range outlook this week, but I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do. I'll have to see what sort of pops up into my mind as we go through. So again, have a great 4th of July. Enjoy your summer. I'll be talking with you again next weekend.